Leo. So the first card you have for your past is the Nine of Wands. Look how tired this man is. He's exhausted. He's leaning on this wand. He's like, I can't even hold myself up. I'm leaning on this wand. And that's what I'm seeing in this card. I'm seeing tiredness, fed up, feeling a bit exhausted. It's like, you know, I think you could have been around someone who was not acting, not doing anything, and you might have been doing all the work and they weren't. It was something like that. This is very frustrating. I think I'm seeing you put a lot of work into something. I'm seeing this is probably a relationship, and you know, it was a bit like swinging a pendulum, if that makes sense. You know, when you swing a pendulum one way, it comes back, but it doesn't come back as close to you, and each time it swings back, when it's kind of swinging by itself, it comes even further from you and further from you, or less close and less close to you, if that makes sense. So you could have been really caring about someone, really giving them your all, really putting everything into this, doing things for this person, caring for them, everything, putting all the work into this relationship. But what they were giving you in return really was not a lot at all. It was kind of a pile of rubbish or nothing. So maybe this made you think, well, I'm just going to hold back for a while. If they're not going to do anything for me, I put so much in, they're not grateful, they don't care, I'm going to hang back, I'm not going to do anything. And I'm going to see if they offer something to me, if they do anything at all, or say anything, or even notice I'm here. So I think, you know, the pendulum after that, the pendulum didn't swing back again, it just stayed where it was. And that was really frustrating to you and actually really upsetting for you. It really did upset you. I think this person might have been acting like everything was fine. I think, you know, or talking as if everything was fine. I think they were kind of talking as if everything was normal. Hey, how are you? How was your day? Everything okay? All of that kind of thing. I hate to say this cringy thing, but, you know, actions speak louder than words. That's what I'm seeing here. Actions speak louder than words. Yeah, this man looks so tired if you have a look at him. He's been through so much. And he's kind of coming through this barrier. He's kind of coming forwards. He really looks unhappy, and he looks like he just doesn't want to come forward. So you might have been thinking, just once, instead of me coming forward over and over again, doing the work, pushing everything forward, and, you know, doing whatever, I'd like you to come toward me. I'd like you to come to me first. I'd like you to step forward first, just for once. Just for once, I'd really love that to happen. And it just didn't happen. So you might have moved on from this situation, you might have already moved on from this situation, or you might be at some time soon. But I think you had to think if you have moved on already, you had to think very, very hard about this, or you might still be thinking about this, or you might have at this time. There was a lot of thinking that went into this. Look at this bandage around his head. So there's a lot of hurt around his head, a lot of thinking. So yeah, you were putting a lot of thought into this. You really, really didn't want to leave because you love them. You love them. If you didn't love them, you wouldn't have put all of this work into this. You wouldn't have put so much work into this. But the flip side of this, of course, is that if they felt the same, sad to say, they would have put a lot of work in as well, and they didn't do that. So yeah, I don't mean to be negative, of course, but I think deep down you knew this. You might have already known this. You might have already come out of this already again. But if you haven't, you know, I think you will. I think you'll move on from this person. It's probably going to take some time because if you look at this man, he's come forward very, very slowly. He's coming forward very cautiously. He doesn't want to do that. And you don't want to move on from them. You don't want to because you loved them. That's why you went through all this. That's why you stayed for so long. But I think inevitably it's just going to be too much for you. And you're just going to have to do that if you haven't already. So the next card you have your past is the Eight of Cups. Yes. Walking away, leaving this behind. And you'd offered them everything. I can see that again in this card. Look what you've offered them. These cups. There's a great big stack of beautiful golden cups, and they're filled with water, filled with emotion. That's what you offered them, but they weren't grateful. They just were not grateful. They didn't appreciate you. And, I'm just seeing that, you might separate, or you might have already separated, but I think I'm seeing in this card that they might come back again. They might come back around again to you. Because sometimes when I look at this card, I can see, this man, he's walking away. But I always see this, not always, but sometimes, he walks around the mountain and then he comes back around again. So he goes around, then he comes around back again. And, also the water's flowing toward these cups, but it isn't flowing into the cups. It's just flowing kind of near them. It's not even reaching them. So when this person comes back to talk to you again, I don't think what they have to say is going to be anywhere near what you would like them to say. I really think it's not going to be anything. They might even come to you and say, hey, what's up? And you'll be like, what? After everything we've been through, after everything I've done for you, and you come back to me and you just say, hey, what's up? Or something stupid like that. So that might be what happens. And you don't want that. You don't want that. You want them to bring you water that fills up these cups. You want emotion. You want them to give you emotion. You want them to put work in. You want them to put things in, something in that's going to fill you up. You need to be filled up, and they're not doing that for you. They haven't been doing that for you. And when they come back to talk to you, they're still not going to do that for you. That's what I'm seeing. You're not going to be feeling happy. You're not going to be feeling satisfied with what they have to say when they come and talk to you again. That's what I'm seeing in that card, I'm sorry to say. The last card you have in your past is the Two of Swords. So, yeah, this is about kind of people just not coming together, people just not understanding each other. It's kind of like a clash. Both of you have your eyes closed, your ears closed. You're saying, no, 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 I don't want to hear what you have to say. You've probably had a lot of conversations with this person and you just weren't really hearing each other properly. You weren't understanding each other properly. And I'm seeing that when people argue about the same things over and over and over again, it can be really difficult to break down this resistance, because each time you argue, resistance is built up. So you argue one time and you've kind of got your back up a bit, and you argue another time and it's up even more, and another one and it's up even more, that kind of thing. Now it takes a lot to break that down again. But even if you wanted to break that down, I think that you're really just thinking, I'm not even bothered. I'm not even going to bother breaking down this resistance. I don't care anymore. I've had enough. I've put in so much work. I've already put in so much effort. Why do I have to be the one who does this, that breaks this down? You do it. You do it. I don't have to do this anymore. I put so much work in already. And, again, in this card, I'm getting very angry. I get like this. I'm seeing them coming back to talk to you again in this card, because what I'm seeing is, there's a crescent moon in this card. It's not a full moon, so it hasn't come around to its full completion yet. I think this person still might be thinking there's unfinished business between you. They want to come and talk to you again. But again, when they talk to you, I don't see you being satisfied with what they have to say. So the first card you have for your present is the Six of Swords. So, yeah, again, I'm going to repeat myself. I know I am. You are having some time apart, but I'm seeing that while they're apart from you, they're still going to be thinking about you. They're still going to be thinking about conversations you've had, things you've said. This is about things that were said. Good, bad, everything else. The woman on this card, she's obviously moving away. She's sailing away in her boat, but she's carrying these swords with her. And, swords to me mean words. If you take away the S from the word swords, you end up with words, obviously. So this is probably why I'm seeing them coming back. They have all of these words in their head. They're going around and around in their head, and they're going to be thinking things over, everything that was said, and they want to come and talk about this to you. Their mind is not going to be able to move on properly. They're physically moving on, but their mind isn't going to be able to move on at this time. They're still thinking about these conversations. Again, I don't want to be negative again. This whole thing's been negative so far. I'm sorry about that, but it has. I can't help it. But if they come back to talk to you, what are they going to say? What are they going to say that's going to change your mind or, turn you back again? What could they say that hasn't already been said? I mean, you've had conversations over and over again in the Two of Swords. You haven't gotten anywhere then. So unless they say something amazing that's completely, or unless they've had a complete brain transplant or they've turned into someone else, nothing's going to change. That's what I'm seeing. And I think you know that. I'm also seeing in this card someone who could be helping you through this, giving you advice or just being there, listening to you, listening with you, whatever. Just, putting their arm around you, helping you along. And this could be a friend. But I think, when they come back to you, you might be feeling a little bit confused. You might be feeling a little bit unsure about what you're going to do when they do come back to you. And I think if this does happen, definitely take your time, think about this carefully, don't rush in, and really, really talk to this friend. That's what I'm saying. Talk to this friend. Because, I'm just looking at the man on this card and he's helping this woman and this child. He's steering them in the right direction. So be careful that you're not automatically swayed by what they have to say. They might have something to say that might kind of sway you a little bit. Of course, it's up to you if you want to go back. It's not up to me. It's up to you. But at least talk to this friend first. If this resonates with you, because I think this person's around you for a reason, and I think they're there to steer you in the right direction, to guide you, to help you. Just like this man steering this woman on this boat, this friend is around you to help steer you in the right direction. So please listen to them and take your time as well. The next card you have for your present is the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands again is about being patient, waiting. This man is waiting. So again, think carefully about what you want to do. Take your time, don't rush in. If you're swayed by what they're saying, if they have something amazing to say to you, which I doubt, but they might, don't rush in, take your time. I'm also seeing you have some new things coming to you. I'm actually seeing something that you might have applied for. This might be something practical. It might be, I'm not saying this is a job, but it might be something like something that helps you in your career, some kind of license or maybe some kind of qualification or something like that. This is obviously a very positive thing for you. I am seeing you getting this. This is going to come in for you, but there's going to be a delay with this. It's going to be very slow in getting to you because again, this man's waiting for a long time for this thing to come in. I think there might be a delay in transportation or something like that, but you'll get this. You will get this eventually. I'm seeing that. You will get what you're waiting for, definitely. So the last card you have for your present is the Moon. I'm seeing you, I'm seeing you spending some time by yourself. You're going to be spending some time with yourself, not totally by yourself all the time. You're not going to be a hermit, this is in the present, so you're not a hermit, but you're spending some time away from this person who is taking from you. And I think when you're by yourself and you're not having things taken from you and you're not giving and giving and giving, you've got time to kind of give to yourself instead of giving to that person. Your confidence is going to start to come back at this time. And I think you've been through a lot of a very, very dark time. And this is you coming out of your darkest time, your darkest emotions, like this lobster's coming out of this water, this very dark water. And you probably can't see it. I'll just move it up so you can see. So the lobster's coming out of that. And I think, you were wallowing for a while. You were thinking about how this person treated you and how it was unfair and how you gave everything to this person. But you're coming out of that, or you're coming out of that at this time. Because the lobster, if you think of a lobster, it really walks along the bottom of the water, and that's where you were. You're kind of walking along the bottom of the water, really going along in your deepest emotions and really kind of going through that over and over again, wallowing in that. And now you're starting to come out of that. And you're going to see things a lot clearer than you were before when you come out of this, like this lobster. But again, take your time when it comes to any decisions that you want to make. Because the Moon can be about dreaming, it can be about meditating, letting ideas flow in, but you're not ready to use them yet at this time. You're kind of just letting it all flow in, you're kind of taking your time. Because I'm seeing the worst is over for you, the worst emotionally is over for you, but you might still be a bit fragile emotionally at this time. You're still getting through things. So again, take your time with everything. Any decision you need to make, try to hold back if you can. Take as much time as you need, especially with important decisions. I wouldn't make any important decisions at this time. I'd wait. So for your future, the first card you have is the Ace of Wands. This is fantastic. I'm seeing a lot of positivity. I'm seeing a lot of energy coming back into your life because the Ace of Wands, obviously, this is pure energy. I'm seeing you starting to plan things that you want to do for yourself. Again, this is for yourself. I can definitely see one thing that you've been wanting to do for a long, long time, and this might have something to do with traveling. This is definitely something that you feel excited about, something that you could look toward, and you're thinking about this. I'm seeing, or you're going to be. And I think you might have put this idea to one side for a long time when you're around this person, because I think you couldn't think about what you wanted to do yourself. You're too busy giving to this person. And again, I don't think, if this is resonating with you, obviously, it might still not be the right time for you to make any big decisions around this traveling. I mean, obviously, don't go book anything, book any accommodation or flights or anything like that. But think about this, plan this, and I think there's someone who might want to travel with you as well. I'm seeing that. So talk to them about this, have fun about this, plan this, think about this with them, and have fun doing this. There's a whole world outside of this person in the Knight of Wands, a whole world outside of them. And that's what you weren't seeing when you were around them. You weren't seeing this great big world. You were really in a small world with them, actually. They were keeping you down. They were keeping your world small. Now it's starting to grow. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your future is Judgment. So yeah, you're looking out at the world around you. But I think in this card, at this time, you're also going to be looking at your internal world, inside yourself, thinking about why you gave to this person for so long, why you put up with this for so long, all of that kind of thing. I'm seeing you're going to be examining yourself, you're going to be looking into yourself. There's a family in this card, there's a family at the front of this card, and they're kind of, there's a mirror image of them toward the back of the card. So it's like you're going to be examining yourself. So it's a bit like you're looking in a mirror at yourself, thinking, where have I gone wrong? Where have I gone right? What can I do to change things? What can I do to look inside myself and be a better person? All of that kind of thing. This is going to be a really, really important step for you, emotionally and also spiritually. Not many people are able to do this. Not many people are brave enough to do this either, but you're going to feel even stronger when you finish this process, and you're going to start to accept what's happened in your past, good or bad, for what it is. You're just going to put it into perspective. You're just going to put it beside yourself, or behind yourself, I should say, and leave it there. You're going to say, what happened, happened. This is what it was. And now I'm going to look to what's about to happen in my future. So this is really going to help you to start to move forward. This is really, really positive. And again, this Judgment card can be about someone from your past coming back again, revisiting old things, going back and thinking about old things. And so, yeah, this is the third card, or maybe even the fourth card, that's been showing me this person coming back to you again. So if they come back to you after you've been through this process in the Judgment card, this is going to be perfect timing, because you're going to be so much stronger. You're going to be ready to face anything that comes to you. And I think you're going to be so strong, you're just going to say no to them. You're just going to say, no, I'm strong. I'm traveling. I'm enjoying my life. I'm planning things. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Really, my world is so much bigger than it was when I was with you. You might not say that to them literally, but that's the position you're going to be in. So the last card you have for your future is the Ace of Pentacles. So obviously, I love this card, you know that. This is the ultimate stability card. Stability, stability. This is what you're going to be giving yourself. Stability. And you're going to be giving that to yourself through working through yourself on the outside with the Ace of Wands, and then working through yourself on the inside with the Judgment card. And you're going to come out the other end of this process, and you're going to feel very stable within yourself. This is a prize that you are giving yourself. This is beautiful. I'm also seeing in this card, I'm seeing a friendship in this card, and I'm seeing that this might develop into a relationship even. This is someone who you might have known for a long, long time. And yeah, also this is why you're saying no to this other person, because you're interested in this new person, or you're going to be. Yeah, they're an old friend, or they're a family friend, or something like that. I'm seeing you just getting closer. You're going to be just friends in the beginning. You might have some kind of shared interest that you talk about a lot, and then you start kind of texting each other about it, and you kind of start having conversations about this shared interest. Then that turns into, let's get together and talk about this, let's go out and do this hobby or whatever this is, and you get closer and closer gradually. And this is going to build up into a really, really nice love connection if you let it, and a stable one as well, because this is the Ace of Pentacles. And yeah, there's a lot of passion here as well. Eventually, there's a lot of passion I'm seeing here between you. But this is going to happen after a long build-up, a long friendship. But this is looking so positive. Your future is looking amazingly positive. It really, really is. So Leo,